Alright, so if you can't tell by the video already, we are doing Talavera pottery themed art today for Hispanic Heritage Month, which is the month of September. So 4th and 5th are going to be making Talavera suns from paper plates and yarn. So what we're going to be looking at first, okay, we're only going to use half of our paper and leave the other half for an example. But we're going to be looking at the patterns that really make up Talavera. So let's go ahead, a lot of floral patterns, start with a line. Excuse me, still feeling the after effects of my cold. Alright, a wiggle jiggle line on one point, like half a violin, and a wiggle jiggle line on the other side. Give it a stem, and voila, you have a leaf. Come on, camera. There we go. Alright, so floral patterns, teardrop patterns, circles, okay, these interesting cloud things, see, swirls, start the spiral line and simply bring it back up with a sharp tail. Now there's going to be a pattern on the forehead, the cheek, and the chin of the face of the sun. And you can do those kind of patterns with a lattice pattern, which means we're going to crisscross applesauce. If that isn't fancy enough for you, we can do a more open lattice, okay, so not so close together, but at each intersection put a circle of color. I know you're just working with pencils right now, but soon you'll be working with color too. That kind of shape. And of course, when we say floral, we really do mean floral. So of course, flowers. This is a very tropical part of the country that we are in because Mexico is actually quite near the equator. You can either make it a single flower with some lines in each petal to show where the folds are, or you can do a petal behind each of those to make it a doubled flower. You can add leaves to behind the flower as well. You can also do a half flower. Excuse me. Or fluffier flowers where you go up, but instead of just coming down to a basic U, you do a wiggle line, then come down to give fluffier petals. And of course the lines. So that's how you can do some of the flowers for your Talavera. Excuse me. Sorry. For around your sun, you can either have the pattern of zigzag lines, or half hoops. And I'll show you an example of that in just a moment. So here are examples of things that I can use in my Talavera patterns. So on this side of the paper, we're going to do an example simply by starting with a circle. And I know mine's a little lopsided. If yours is a little lopsided too, that's okay, but you do need it to be large. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be large. And you're not going to spend time erasing this either. In the very middle, so find the middle with your finger, we are going to have an interesting U for a nose. Underneath that, we're going to have a teardrop or a philtrum, which is the divot of your top lip. Some people have a more pronounced philtrum, some people have a less pronounced philtrum. We are going to put a smile underneath that, and then we're going to buff out these lips. So Cupid's bow on top, just another curve underneath, and we have lips. Your son does need lips. For the eyes, you can either go with the almond shape or you can go with a oval. Go ahead and add the iris, and yes, your son does need an iris to stay within Talavera tradition. The iris is the colored part of the eye, so as we add more details like the eye shine, and the pupil behind that, we now have eyes that are looking at you. Now, in a lot of light colored eyes, you can see what's called the starburst, which looks like lines that come out through the iris, away from the pupil. You can add these to your son if you wish. Traditionally done with eyelashes. And they can have thick eyebrows, they could have thin eyebrows that are just a line. I'm going with semi-thick eyebrows for this one. So basic Talavera sun design. Now, like I said, there needs to be design on the chin, each cheek, and the forehead. Okay, so I'm going to do an example, thinking about what I want out of these to add to my son. So I usually go with flower. What you do to one cheek, you need to do to the other, because they need to be balanced. And balance is one of our art words up on our board. This has become a very common, beautiful style to see in places like Home Depot, Lowe's, World Fair. People like Talavera pottery. They think it's very pretty. They want it for their patio. Okay, so 2 flowers, 1 for each cheek. I'm going to go with open lattice with the shapes. And some teardrops on either side. and lattice for the chin. And that is how you make a basic Talavera design. So what you're going to do after you've finished a plan, your original design, where you think about it, you can change things once you get your final one, you're going to get a plate that is already pre-cut. You're not using scissors today and you're not cutting anything off. But what I need you to do is to redraw your design. There's naturally a circle on the bottom side of your plate, and you're going to draw, color, and design your Talavera sun on the bottom side of your plate. Top side of your plate should be where your name is. Okay, so where you put your food, you're going to put your name instead. We will work on these next time as well, so if you don't finish today, that's fine. And next time we'll also weave in thread at the edges of your Talavera sun. So I can't wait to see what y'all come up with when I get back next week. We'll see you next time.